Hey guys, Luis Moreno here, Simply Health Insurance Agency. I'm coming to you with some information about the ACA consent forms that as of June, we should be getting on every consumer that we enroll. All right. So before I share some information on this, I want you to like my channel, give me some comments, and definitely subscribe. I got lots of good stuff for you guys. All right. This is good news, guys. You're thinking, God, we need one more form. I think we need more forms. I think we need to run the federal exchange more like the way Medicare is run. I think we need agent of record protections. God, that would be super nice. Okay. There's several organizations who thrive on just stealing our business. I wish they would focus their energy on writing business, but no, they take the easy route and they want to steal our business. So I am advocating with everybody that I know and trying to get this agent of record protection for us so we can put those guys out of business. All right, let me share with you what you have to do because we're going to do things right, guys. All right, so a couple of days ago, you should have got an email. Email would look like this. New FAQs available on consumer consent and application reviews. All right, you should have got an email like this from CMS or healthcare.gov. All right, once you click the FAQs, this is what they look like. Okay, so here we go. Let's kind of go over these kind of quickly. I'm going to highlight the points, and then I'm going to put this form as a PDF, as a clickable attachment in the information down below. So just click on it, guys. All right, so this went into place June 18th. All right, just so you know, we needed to start collecting these consent forms by that date. All right, let's continue here. Let's see here, we'll get into the whens here in a minute, but how do the consent form requirements adopted in this payment notice relate to NPN changes in the marketplace? All right, this is huge, guys. So number one, just so you know, if you're going to search for a client, if you're going to enroll a client, if you're going to perform some maintenance for this client, you're going to upload documents, you're going to need to have this consent form. Okay. There's different ways that you can collect the consent form, but here's one thing I'm loving that I know these guys, that these brokers, these no-call brokers that are not worth a damn, these guys, the check the box is, they're saying it's not gonna, it shouldn't work. I'm really, really hoping it doesn't work. All right, here we go. So let's go up here somewhere. The documentation showing the consumer or their rep prior to the agent providing assistance will also need to be created and maintained for new clients for any application or plan changes. All right, let's go down here. When an NPN on the marketplace application is changed from one agent to another, okay, consent from the consumer or their rep and documentation that consent prior to providing assistance when applying for marketplace coverage. Oh, yes. So you're going to need to get consent. Guys, if you are seeing agent of records happen, file a complaint and try to get them screwed. Okay, that's all I think. File a complaint. They're probably not going to have the consent form. And what you can do is let's try to nail these guys to the wall. So if you're going to, now there is a time and a place where I think a consent form is okay to do in a scenario where, look, the client calls you, they tell you, look, the agent's not returning my calls. I can't get any customer service. I need help. I don't like the plan I'm in, and the other agent is just asleep at the wheel. All right, well, too bad for that guy. Let's do it. But just to broadly just do agent of record changes, hell no. All right, what are acceptable methods by which an agent or broker may document? Acceptable documentation of a consumer's consent may be obtained in a manner that best suits that agent's practice. All right, here are some non-exhaustive examples. Kind of crazy the language they use. All right, so they include a signature, electronic or otherwise, wet signature, verbal confirmation by the consumer or their rep, Let's see here. What else are they giving? So you've got to get it in some form or fashion, guys. I've got a little more data on how we can get that here in a minute that I will share with you. Do I need consent when assisting a consumer who's referred to me through help on demand? Yes, you do. Okay, here's another one. How do the new consent documentations required adopted in this notice impact advertisements that an agent include a box? Yes, a box for consumers to check to indicate that they consent. All right. It is if an agent, broker, agency, or brokerage only requires a consumer to check a box to confirm they provide consent, this practice will likely, oh God, I wish they would not put likely, will likely not be sufficient to meet the requirements. I can't wait till that becomes, it's just not going to happen, not going to be allowed. When working with CMS, if you have a consumer-facing web page and you provide no assistance and the consumer enrolls himself, you're not going to need this form. The problem is, how are you going to keep track of those consumers? I don't know. We haven't got there yet. Okay. The requirement related to obtaining and maintaining documentation, we're going to need to keep this for 10 years, and we're going to have to provide it when it's requested. Okay. Does CMS have a model? Yes, they do. I will share with you my model. When attestations, what attestations do I need to explain to the consumer? When a consumer or their rep applies for coverage through the marketplace, they are required to agree to the truth of the information in the application prior to submission. So we've got to get their consent, and we also got to capture some consent that the information is accurate. The attestations appear at the end of an app. Different attestations will apply based on consumer circumstances. So bottom line is we're going to have to also explain to them or go over all the information that was entered so that they are aware of what's being inputted. This will probably put some of these guys in some hot water because I know a lot of them are using minimum income that check the box. They're agreeing to minimum income so they get the maximum subsidies. And then at tax time, there's going to be some issues. Okay, you guys can read this form. Bottom line is minimum consent is a description of the scope of the consent, the date, the name of the consumer, the name of the agent, and a process which the consumer can rescind their consent. Okay, now I do have this form here that I'm going to share with you all. I'm going to pull this up here. Give me 1 minute. And this form, and this also came from CMS, but this gives us an idea of what is going to constitute the actual consent. So pulling it up right here, consent forms. All right. All right, here we go. Try to make this, yeah, there we go. Now I made it a little bit bigger for you. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is from CMS, and here is what they're saying. CMS does not prescribe the manner in which agents must document consent. Instead, here are different formats that may be acceptable. A recorded phone call, so you read off the entire consent form. A text message. What I'm doing is I'm sending via text or email the entire consent form, having them read it and either sign it or reply back with I consent. You can capture digital signatures, and you can capture a wet signature if they're there in front of you. So whatever works. Okay. Here is the consent form that I created in English. Registered reps, blah, blah, blah. The date, I, Mr. Insured, give permission to Luis Moreno, Simply Health Insurance Agency, the NPN, to serve as the agent, la, 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 la. And this must be done for searching for an existing app, completing an app, providing ongoing account maintenance, and responding to inquiries like maybe uploading documents or requesting documents to be uploaded. And then they go ahead and sign it, and we're good. So not a bad little deal. So ACA agents, do things the right way. Make sure that you're collecting the consent forms. Okay. Now, when I get these consent forms, I will also share with you. Get this pulled up here. All right, it's coming up. I'm going to share with you my intake form that I use. Okay, not very high tech, but it works. When I use this consent form, this is the data that I collect. All right, this is important. I don't want to leave anything out, and I want to do a good job for my insurance. So I collect all their data here, date of birth. I collect socials towards the end. I don't submit applications without socials. If I haven't earned their trust and they don't want to give me the socials, I just tell them, hey, walk away. Hey, go be somebody else's problem. Okay. I live near the border in Mexico, where I have to determine whether a lot of these guys are citizens or maybe resident aliens. I have to find out if kids are on Medicaid or CHIP. I get all their contact information, employer information, their income information, and then I go a step beyond and I start requesting their doctors and their meds. I want to find the right plan for them. Okay. It's not a matter of just enrolling them into the cheapest plan and moving on. And no, let's find a good plan. Let's find one that's going to work for them. Let's find one that they're going to be able to keep their doctors and also, you know, the medications that they're taking. You know, they're not going to have to change meds. You know, we're going to try to create less of an issue for them. Okay, that's why they're getting health insurance. All right, so hopefully this helps you out. I do have a CRM. We're automating a bunch of things for you guys. Okay, we're going to create a consent form. If you don't have my CRM, click down below, but we're going to have a consent form where all you do is you enter the contact information, or if you're using one of my workflows and you're running ads on social media, the content automatically gets loaded, or the contact information gets loaded into the CRM. You choose the method and how you want to get them this consent form. Page is going to open up. They're going to be able to enter some data, sign, and then you can continue. And you're going to have that consent form saved, signed, time-stamped, and now you're going to have it easily accessible. Or if they want to call you on that recorded line, you can record the consent. Whatever works, you're going to have it there. And here's the big thing. Okay. If you just get my agent CRM, okay, with my affiliate link down below, you're going to get all this automatically entered into your account. You're not going to have to pay for it. You're not going to have to recreate it. So that'll be there for you. The next thing that I have for you is we're doing the very same thing with scope of appointments for Medicare. Okay, that is almost ready. Probably in a couple of days, you will have that. So if you're interested in my CRM, click down below. I have ACA 101 courses down below. I got my Smartbooks for Medicare and ACA, and I also have my Facebook ad course that I created with Shauna. She's a social media guru. She helped me set up my Facebook and work my ads. I was able to close a little under 1,400 new business applications because of the leads that were coming from Facebook. It's about $400,000 in income. Not bad for 2.5 months. Oh yeah, baby. So if you're interested, down below, thank you. And you know, if you found this information helpful, guys, just give me a comment. If you'd like for me to shoot a video on something that I haven't done, you know, you comment. I will do it for you. And then you know, show me some love. Definitely like this video, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, guys.